With more and more people learning about stocks every single day, many people want to start investing in it because they're seeing the huge returns everyone is making. But because they don't know too much about it, they don't know exactly how to get started with investing with stocks. So that's what we're going to be figuring out in today's video. I'm going to be showing you guys the fastest, safest, and simplest way to get started investing in stock. Also, make sure you guys stay to the end of the video where I share some of the tips and tricks on investing in the stock market. So I'm going to be going over what is a stock, the different types of stocks you guys can purchase, and how to go ahead and invest in these stocks. I'm going to be showing you a full walkthrough on how to buy these stocks from your app. So what is a stock? Now, Google's definition of a stock is all the shares into which ownership of the corporation is divided. Basically, you get shares of a company which is equal to ownership in that company. So let's say, for example, you go and buy a share of McDonald's. Now you are a part owner in McDonald's. So if McDonald's does good, sells a lot of burgers, is up in sales, the stock price will reflect that, causing the price of the share to go up, which in turn will make your share worth more and make you more money. So what determines the price of a stock? Well, there are a lot of different things that affect the price of it. The main thing is supply and demand. If there is a small amount of supply of stock out there and there's a large amount of demand for the stock, the price will go up. Some other things that affect the price of the stock is how the company is doing, do they have a lot of debt, are they profitable, and what their future goals are. The news and media also play a huge role in the price of a stock, but all in all, there are a lot of different things that can affect the price of a stock. How you make money with stocks is by buying it and waiting for the price to go up and selling it when you are up. You can also short the stock, meaning you are betting the price to go down, and if it goes down, you'll make money, but we won't talk about that in today's video. So let's say you buy a stock for $100 and in a week that same stock is now worth $110. So if you sell that, you would make $10 profit, getting your $100 back plus the $10, which is now your profit. The best way to invest in stocks is for the long term. This minimizes a lot of risk because you don't have to worry if the stock price goes down in the next day or week after you're buying it, because your intention is to hold for the long term. And usually based on history, depending on obviously which company you invest in, the price of a stock usually ends up rising in the long term. Now, there are also types of stocks called dividend paying stocks, which pay you just for holding it. So you can buy a stock, hold it for 10, 20, 30 years, and the company will send you a check typically every quarter just for holding it. So if we use ExxonMobil for example, they give out a dividend of 87 cents per share, and currently the price of one share is $48. So if you buy just one share worth, the company will send you 87 cents just for holding the stock. Now obviously it doesn't sound appealing, making less than $1, but the key is to slowly accumulate more and more dividend paying stocks to the point where you're making a good amount of passive income just from dividend. Investing in dividend paying stocks is awesome because not only are you getting free money for just holding the stock, but you are also making money if the stock price goes up, which is basically a double win. Now let's get into how you can buy and sell these stocks. So for the purposes of this video, I'm going to be using a brokerage or an app called Robinhood. Now they are the simplest and best beginner-friendly app to get started with investing in stocks. They make everything super simple and easy to understand. Now, if you guys want to follow along or if you guys are interested in using Robinhood, I'm going to put a link down in the description box below. If you guys use my link, you guys can get a free stock valued up to $500. Now, if you guys are not interested in investing yet, go ahead and sign up and get yourself that free stock. Now, as I said, I'm going to be using Robinhood for this video, but there are plenty of other brokerages out there such as Webull, TD Ameritrade, Fidelity, each of them having their own pros and cons. So first things first, if you're going to download the app from the App Store, once downloaded, you're going to want to register for the app. Now, they make this process super simple. All you have to do is input some of your personal information, such as name, address, and they're going to ask you for a personal verification as well, which is standard in this space. Now, they should validate your account in a couple of hours. At least that's how long it took me when I signed up, but it all depends on when they authorize it. Now, if you are under 18, you can't open your account. Robinhood doesn't allow that. You have to be 18. So what you can do instead is open a custodial account. What that does, it uses your parents' name and lets you use their funds. Now, your parents are liable for anything that they do. So if you are interested into stocks, you guys can ask your parents and see if you can use their name to sign up for a custodial account. Basically, from there, it's your own stock market account. So once you have your app downloaded, this is the home page. This is where you're going to spend all your time, and this is where everything's going to be shown. So at the top, it's going to show your portfolio balance. So I currently have $1,500 in here. I was testing something out, but this will constantly be changing based on how the stocks in your portfolio are changing. Next, you'll have your buying power. Now this will show how much cash you have to buy stuff. So I currently have $30 in here to buy other stuff. I'll be showing you guys how to add more buying power as well. Now if you scroll down, these are all the stocks that you have. So these are all the stocks that I have currently in my portfolio. Once you purchase stocks, it'll come up in this portfolio as well, and then you also have your own list. Now this is awesome. What you guys can do is go over here, and this is my list over here. You guys can add different stocks into your list. Now this will show every stock that you added into your list, and you can constantly monitor this throughout the day. Let's say you want to take a look at a stock and see maybe in a week how the stock is doing. You can add it to your list and keep monitoring it. I highly suggest adding stocks that you're thinking of buying, just so you can see how the price action is doing. You can see if the price is up a lot one day or low one day. You can see all that information. Now at the bottom of the app, you have 5 different tabs. You have your main tab over here. The next one is going to be cash management. If you guys want to deposit money and earn interest on that money, you guys can do that over here. The middle is going to be a search bar. Now this is probably going to be your second most used tab. You guys can search different companies, popular lists up here as well. Or if you guys just want news updates, you guys can go through this and see all the news for today. The best thing I really like is based on the news and what stocks the article is written about, it'll tell you how the stock is doing. So for example, Ford stock rises, it'll show you the price of Ford as well as Peloton, PTON, and how it's affecting right now, which I think is amazing. Now the next tab is the messages tab. Now this tab over here, it'll have all like the information you need to know about the app, the stocks you bought, sell. This is just like a notification settings where you can see everything. And the last tab is going to be your settings tab. Now this is where you can deposit money, transfer, your statement settings. You guys can adjust all this into your personal tab. So for example purposes, I'm going to use a stock called EGY. Now once you hit the stock, it'll show you a chart of how the stock has been doing for the past couple of weeks, months, days, years, whatever it may be. You can look at it based off the chart. It'll give you stats of the stock that you guys can look at. If you scroll down, it'll show you different types of companies that are similar to this that people own. It'll give you brief information about the stock, so this will give you a brief understanding of what they do. They make it very simple for the average person to know more about the company based on just one click. So let's say for example I want to purchase this. All I'm going to do is hit trade over here. I'm going to hit buy, and you guys can either buy shares amount or you can buy a dollar amount. So if I buy 5 shares, it's going to be $14.98. Now let's say I want to only invest $15 worth. All you do is go up here, change this to buy in dollars, and if I do 15 and hit review, I will get 5.008 shares. Now this is up to you if you guys want to buy a fixed dollar amount or if you guys want to buy a share amount. It's solely up to you, but for this example I'm going to hit shares, and let's say I want to buy 5 shares worth. It's going to be $14.98. All I'm going to do is hit review and swipe up, and the order will go through. Once the order has gone through, if you scroll down, it'll show you your position. So it'll show you how much shares you have, the market value, and the total return you've had. Now this is, I just bought this, so obviously there's not going to be a huge return, but it'll show you today's return and your total return. So let's say it's been a couple of weeks, months, whatever, how long it may be, and you're ready to sell the stock. All you're going to want to do is head back into the stock tab. You're going to want to hit trade, and instead of buy, you're going to want to hit sell, obviously, because you want to sell it. And you can either sell, I bought 5, I can sell you 2 shares and get that much. So if you guys want to hold some for future but make some money right now, you guys can sell half of how much you have or whatever it may be. Or what you can do is sell all EGY. Now this will sell everything you have of all the stock. Now this automatically pre-populated into 5, and I'll get $14.98. All I'm going to do is swipe up and the order will go through. Once the order has gone through, you can see your position is now gone. You don't have any stock of this. And if you scroll down, you can see your history. Now you can see what price you bought it at, what price you sold it at, and what days as well. So if I go over here, it'll show me all the information, the time I bought it, how much I bought it for, and how many shares I got. So all in all, Robinhood makes it very simple for new investors to come in and learn about stocks. They make it very simple for you to learn. You guys can get hands-on experience. I highly recommend, if you guys are interested in investing in stocks, download the app and purchase either $5, $10, whatever you guys can afford. Just buy one share of something. Now, if you buy that one share, it'll give you an added incentive to constantly check the app to see how the stock is doing. And with that, you'll start to learn different things about the app, what you can do, what you can't do, which is amazing learning experience. Now, you guys can watch YouTube videos, you guys can read books on it, but I think personal experience is a lot better than actually learning, because you can learn forever. So if you guys download the app, purchase one stock, and see how the stock is doing, you guys will learn a lot more doing it that way. As I said, I wanted to share with you guys some tips and tricks before you get started in investing. So these are some things you guys should know before you get started. The first thing is you're going to want to buy low and sell high. Now, this is an obvious. You guys don't want to buy high and sell low. That's what a lot of people do when they get scared. They buy at the high because all the prices are going up, but then they sell because there's a huge dump and they can't take the loss anymore. You guys don't want to do that. Number two is there's no such thing as a sure thing. Now, you're going to have a lot of people in this space saying they can predict the prices. They know this price is going to go up, but they never know. It's impossible. If they knew, they wouldn't be sharing it with you guys. So be careful when people say this price is going to go up. Now, if they have reasons behind it, such as the earnings are coming out or they sold a lot of products this one year, but even that, in that case, things can go sideways, it can go south, but you just have to be careful because not everything is 100% in the stock market. Number three is think long term. Now, I mentioned this in this video as well, but think long term as much as possible when you're investing in stocks. Invest in stocks that you think will be here 10, 20, 30 years down the road, not stocks that are relevant now that might not even have a use case in the next 10, 20 years. So you will win if you think long term. Number four, dividends are your friends. I mentioned it in this video as well, but the companies will literally pay you for just holding their stock. So you'll get money that way, as well as making money when the share price of the stock goes up. Now, this is a big thing I see, is that when you see a $100, $200 stock, people think it's expensive and they'll go ahead and buy $5 stocks thinking, oh, this is cheap and it's going to go up to $100. Now, this is completely wrong. If you see a stock that is a couple $100, you guys shouldn't fly away from it because it is really expensive. It might still be cheap for that exact company, and whereas $5, it might look cheap to you, but for that exact company, the price is way too high. So you have to look into the company to see why this stock is worth a couple $100 and why this stock is only worth a couple dollars. You have to do your research and see. You can't just look at the price and be like, oh, this is too expensive, this is cheap, I'm gonna go ahead and buy this instead. But that is it for today's video, guys. I just want to make a video on how to start investing. Like I said, Robinhood makes it super simple, so if you guys are new to stocks and investing, I highly recommend using Robinhood. Also, if you want that free stock, all you have to do is use my link down in the description box below. That is it for today's video, guys. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in next week's video. Peace.